So as many of you know, I grew up in Abuja, Nigeria, and I went to boarding school. And there was a period of time in ninth grade, I went to a different boarding school, and I was just there for 1 year. I had this classmate that we became friends, and fast forward, I don't know, 15, 16 years later, she eventually emigrated to Australia and started a family. In our around the world trip, our main focus was to reconnect with our long lost friends who we haven't seen because of the distance between us, a geographical distance. I just wanted to extend a special thank you to Mary and Shane for taking exceptional care of us while we were in Perth and Margaret River. We had an amazing time. We were chauffeured everywhere, we were picked up from the airport, we were dropped off, and we can't say enough good things, and it significantly enhanced our experience. So we just wanted to say thank you for taking care of us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much. Hello, we are Trisha
and Gabriel
from different sides of the world but brought together by nursing school. After a couple years of travel nursing, we are taking a break to just travel.
We are going around the world in 100 days, but probably more, and hoping to see a few friends along the way.
So follow along with us as we simply live our lives in many cities across the globe. Said, this friend, Mary, planned our entire time in Western Australia that we had. So we had no idea what was going to happen.
Do you think we could have spent more time in Western Australia? Probably.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we didn't spend enough time. We were there for like 6 days.
I could have probably spent a month just driving. Right. I will say something about Western Australia. The beaches there are next level. This is where you're thinking of in Australia, where it's very white beaches and very crystal clear water.
Like the desert next to the ocean is very unique.
It's very stunning. But we stopped in Perth, and little did we know, we only spent one night there before getting in their car and driving south to Margaret River. Now, Margaret River is probably not a place that you've heard of because it is a place where the locals go to vacation. Right. And we got to experience that with some locals, so it was so cool. It's a very beach vibe, vacation vibe, kind of like, would you say like Cape Cod, but in Australia?
Australian Cape Cod, yes.
It's an Australian Cape Cod.
Right, with people wearing jandals, correct.
Jandals. We need to speak about these.
The slang session.
The slang was heavy.
To Margaret River, which I believe is a very wine-heavy region of Australia. Yes. I do not remember the exact history, but it's something about they got wine variants from some other parts of the world, and the wine variants grow really well in the Margaret River Valley area. So we got to like try a bunch of them. We actually went for a wine tasting.
We went for a wine tasting tour.
Right.
We got in a car and went to 5 different wineries.
And it was really good. We actually bought a few.
We did.
Yeah, and we got to meet a few people from all over the world.
You may also notice from the winery videos that one of the places we stopped at looked quite familiar. And we got there and we were like, this place looks weirdly familiar. This winery, the Voyagers Estate, was designed after the Cellars Honhort that we actually stayed in Cape Town, South Africa.
Well, I don't know if it was designed after, but
that might
it
be the
is
wrong word.
but it is very similar. But there is a link. There's a very strong link between Cape Town and that area of Constantia and the wineries there with what was happening in Margaret River.
Which was just a unique thing from our trip because we're traveling around the world. We didn't even plan this part of the trip, and we ended up in some place that was
And
connected.
there are a lot of wineries in the area, and this was just part of the random 5 that was chosen. So it's kind of cool to relive part of our stay in another country.
We went to the Jewel Caves, which I was like, okay, we're gonna go see a cave.
Caves, yeah.
Massive.
It's just amazing. The formation. So I grew up in Nigeria, of course, and in geography class we're taught about stalactites and stalagmites. And
I forgot.
I remember in school I was like, God, what useless information. I will never need this. I actually got to see stalactites and stalagmites like growing in opposite directions. And the explanation, we did a tour, was very illuminating.
And informative.
And informative, of course, yes. And we got to see the final resting place of a Tasmanian
tiger.
Tiger, correct.
Yes, because it fell in.
It fell in the cave and there was no food or light.
R.I.P. Tiger.
R.I.P. Tiger. The tour was so good because the cave is completely dark, but it's lighted up, of course, while you're walking. But during a brief moment, they turn off all the lights so you can truly see what it looks like. And it's just...
You can't see
see your hand.
anything.
Amazing. And how well preserved it was also was kind of special. So we spent a whole day, well, half a day in those caves doing the tour.
To go to the Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse. And this lighthouse is special because it is where the Indian Ocean meets the Southern Ocean.
Yes. And there is a straight line where you can clearly see the Indian and the Southern meeting. So
I was going to say, apparently, there's a straight line.
It's all imaginary. I sat there for hours and we asked our guide.
And we're looking and we're like, so where's the line? He's like, yeah, you actually can't see.
It was like if you imagine it. And it's just fascinating how they decided to, here ends the Southern Ocean and here begins the Indian Ocean.
He said the water doesn't mix.
Yeah, he said the water doesn't mix, which is
so
interesting.
So what stops the water from mixing?
I don't know how they determine what constitutes. I'm sure somebody would tell us. That's why I don't read it. grocery store called Reject Store.
Oh, we did go to the Reject grocery store. There's a whole grocery store of rejects.
And they sell groceries there, and I'm like, what's wrong with these groceries?
Also, tidbits. We could do like a little tidbit section. A tidbit section is wearing shoes is completely optional.
On the entire
Like,
continent.
no, and you're thinking, oh, outside. No. In the Reject grocery store, wearing shoes is completely optional. In a restaurant, optional. Shoes, optional. And people take that very seriously.
I always remember back at home, and you see a lot of signs that say no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Not a thing here.
Not around there. Again, though, we were in the vacation-y part of town. Maybe that's why. But it was very unique as to the level of quote-unquote dress downness.
Dress downness. And the level also of, chill around how many poisonous things there are. Of the top 10 poisonous species in the world, apparently Australia has the top 8. Has 8 of the top 10.
Probably has all 10 of them.
Probably has all 10 of them. And the people we were with were like, well, just don't turn over a fallen over log and you'll probably be fine. This all being said, we did see a spider in our room.
We did.
And Gabriel saved my life and squished it, so. I'm not afraid of spiders, but we're from Minnesota. There's nothing poisonous in Minnesota. I don't do poison.
Yeah, it was a very unique experience seeing all the... And then we got to drive by the kangaroos. I think we saw just one.
Why are they so buff?
Yeah.
I mean, they are literally doing like high jumps constantly to travel around. I guess that would make you buff.
Yeah, that would do it.
And we did also get fish and chips here on the ocean. And sorry, UK, but like this was pretty good.
This one place made good fish and chips.
It was a barracuda.
Yes, barracuda.
Last and final Australian tidbit. The people, I know the stereotype is that they're very nice, but they're very nice.
They're very nice.
We had great interactions and experiences all around, which I think part of traveling is not just the place, it is the people.
Correct.
And the people, thumbs up. This was a great destination, and I love to plan, let it all go out the window, and it went so well, better than I could have planned myself. Needless to say, I'm sure we will be back to Western Australia. We will be back to Perth. Hopefully we'll even be back to Margaret River.
What a good time. We'll go back.
We will be back in the future.
Think about when they found it. Yeah. This looks like the sod of Damocles.
Oh, it's wiggling. It's wiggling. Okay.
I love that hotel so much. It's so sad I forgot the name.
What's the name?
Sellers on Hot.
Okay.
And a
Don't
lot...
fact check us
Don't
on
fact
this.
check. Maybe you should.
Yada, yada, yada. Someone will let us know how wrong we are.
Couldn't verify it, but when you flush your toilet in the southern hemisphere, does it go the other direction? I think I saw it go, instead of clockwise, anti-clockwise. Because I can't verify that, but someone check it out, please.